Thanks to those joining me live and to those that be joining me on archive. If you're listening on archive right now, make sure you press the like button. Let me tell you something. Nakatani comes out and he proves to the world all that shit y'all were talking. What are you going to say now? Knocks out Verdejo. I mean, stops him. The pressure got to Verdejo. It was just too much. He wasn't going to go 12 rounds. Did you not see what you saw? He wasn't ready for that whatsoever. Nakatani pulls off the win here, man. Let me tell you something. I told people, watch out with Nakatani now. You know what I mean? Don't overlook Nakatani now. You know what I mean? A lot of y'all were overlooking Nakatani a little bit. All right? I'm just saying. A lot of you were probably all excited, huh? Like, oh, he knocked him down. Guess what? He was going to keep coming. He's going to mount that pressure. He's a big lightweight, 6 feet tall, right? Kept pressuring Verdejo, right? For the first, 5 rounds, it looked like Verdejo, he's going to get away with a nice, dominating victory. And look, Nakatani only landed 20% of his punches. However, the pressure still got to him, right? I wonder what people are going to say now. Oh, all of a sudden, no, the pressure got to him. There was no all of a sudden, okay? So the reality is, and I think this is going to be, something that's going to be said. Verdejo can't handle that pressure, right? He can't. He just can't. ESPN guys. ESPN is the fights are live on ESPN, and hey, Shakur Stevens is about to fight, so you asked like right on time. You're about to watch Shakur Stevens on ESPN. Nakatani, I mean, just kept putting pressure, man. He was getting outboxed, right? Verdejo was boxing beautifully for the first 4 rounds. He knocked him down twice. He was hurting him and everything, setting up the punches beautifully, but the pressure just got to him. You know what I mean? He couldn't handle that constant pressure coming his way. There is something real about pressure, right? Because pressure busts pipes. And whatever pipes were running for Verdejo were rusted or something. Because it was obvious to me in the middle of the sixth, he's trying to hang on. I'm like, dude, you still got half a fight to go. You're hanging on the seventh. You still got a long way to go, Verdejo. You know what I mean? And you couldn't handle that pressure. You know what I mean? At the end of the day. So, a lot of people overlooked Nakatani. He had a good performance against Teofimo. Now, I only gave him like 6 rounds now. I'm sorry, like 3 rounds. Like Theo still won like 9 rounds of that fight. Just so you know, this is a guy that Teofimo easily handled, and a lot of guys were giving him a hard time, right? But what happened to Verdejo? He beat Verdejo, right? So at the end of the day, I don't want to hear that shit no more, right? At the end of the day, I'm telling you right now, I think there is something real, and I ask this respectfully, right? Is that pressure style just an Achilles heel for a lot of Puerto Rican fighters? Is there something to what Shane Mosley says that hey, I was used to facing guys that put pressure. I didn't think Cotto was going to be able to handle that right. We're seeing an example of it right before our very eyes here. And this is a guy, by the way. He only landed about 89 power punches on Verdejo, but he was exhausted from all that movement, all that pressure, and it's different, right? Moving while you got pressure on you. Pressure, what I've been saying here for years, pressure, busts, pipes, and his bust, I mean, they must have been rusted or something. Because I kind of thought this could happen, but I thought it would happen like to like the 9th, 10th round, like late in the 10th or something like that. Look at Nakatani, man. He's got a WBO belt. Where's that belt from? What's going on over here? Do they have different belts in the WBO? What the hell's going on over here? Hey, why does he have a WBO belt? Like, what's going on? What is this? And Nakatani, man, I mean, he came out there. They give him the credit. He won. He beat Verdejo. What's going on, Afro Rican? You want some money? Okay, I got you. All right. He was like, either my guy's going to win or I'm going to win some money. It's a win-win. I see what you did. All right. Yeah, it was loading up a lot. I mean, he got tired at the end of the day. And then he was hurt. Nakatani landed a right hand a couple times in some earlier rounds, right, on Verdejo, at the end of the day. You know what I mean? So So at the end of the day, that's that. Nakatani, he took some lickings though. Verdejo landed his best shot and couldn't get him out of that. Story out. That's gonna be the story of the fight. Verdejo landed his best shot, the hardest shots he could possibly land. Nakatani still remained standing. You hit me with your best shot, I'm still. I hit you with my best shot, and I knocked you out. If they have a rematch, that's going to be a psychological advantage for Nakatani. Make no mistake about that. And think about the confidence this gives a Nakatani. Like, hey, yo, I took, the reigning, like the man at lightweight to the distance, right? I knocked out Verdejo. Like, you got to consider him a top of the line, lightweight in the world right now. No doubt about that. He was tired black season. He couldn't handle the pressure, bro. I'm telling you guys. If you can't handle that at some point, if you get tired, the whole fight will change. You know, just think of all the like regular shit you can't do when you're tired. You know what I mean? You ever been tired and hungry, but you're so tired you won't get up and make food? But I mean, have you ever been that tired? Have you ever been like so tired you got like piss, and you're like holding it as long as you possibly can. You just don't want to get up, you know. Man, I don't know, jazz musician. I mean, they may. Who knows? You know what I mean? Verdejo. I mean, this would have been a big win for him. I mean, huge. Unfortunately, man, he got caught right there, and he was already tired. Pressure's real in boxing. All right. So the buzz pop. I mean, he wasn't looking so good, man. Like in the middle of 6, I was already, ooh, yeah, he's getting tired. You know what I mean? And Nakatani was starting to, put some combinations on him, and it's like you could just tell it was a different fight now. It was a different feeling. First 4 rounds, I was wondering Nakatani's even going to make it to the final bell or to the middle rounds, and I was even thinking to myself, maybe Verdejo can like pace himself and still take it to the decision or whatever. But I mean, did it work out for him? You think he'll get dropped, Connell? Man. Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what belt he has. Is that like a continental belt or like intercontinental belt? Is that like what is that belt Nakatani won? Like I just don't tell me that's an interim belt now. Like I'm gonna get so pissed off. That's an interim belt for some bullshit. The jazz musician, yeah, he came out like a bat out of hell, and that's the problem with the blitz, right? And by the way, I know this is completely unrelated, but look, just like in football, right? When they blitz, they go after the quarterback. Hey, you may get the sack. You know what I mean? But if you don't, you got less defenders covering those receivers or the tight end, right? And you're risking. There's a risk involved. Verdejo went for the blitz, right? And in the end, it didn't pay off. I mean, he exerted a lot of energy. He got rewarded with a knockdown, clearly winning the rounds, hurting Nakatani. But Nakatani was able to withstand, right, the storm that came, right? He took the sack. He got back up. He kept going, right? So the only problem is with blitzing somebody like that, you better be extremely conditioned because no doubt about it, you're going to have to find a way to pace yourself if it doesn't work, And I don't know if Verdejo was ready for that, and I think the way he knocked him down, I think he was extremely confident. This is it. I'm going to finish him here, and who could blame him? I mean, Nakatani looked hurt, So that is something to think about. You know what I mean? And that's one of the reasons. Again, completely unrelated, but if Fury never hurt Wilder, right? After blitzing him like that, how would he look after, as we move on to the eighth, 9th, 10th round? You know, if you know what I mean, or if he wasn't facing a guy that was like not all there after that first knockdown. That's why I want to see that third fight. You know, because if he's ready for that blitz this time, it could be a different fight, or he won't blitz him, one or the other, right? So that's that. So Verdejo uh, got stopped. You know, he was boxing beautifully for the first 5 rounds, and then out of nowhere, Nakatani began to put hands on him. Right, only 80 power punches, but it was at that point he was too tired. Started to put hands on him with little short punches and everything. Hurt Verdejo and stopped him. Okay, as you could see and as you saw. All right, so Nakatani had nothing but time at that point. You know what I mean? Time was on his side. You know what I mean? Jazz position Japanese dude called for a rematch with Teofimo after the fight. Well, there you go. Do you blame him? Do you blame him? Yeah, he did Black Caesar. But I feel like that was his last stand. You know what I mean? I felt that was like a desperate attempt to like, yeah, I got to take this dude out because I'm running out of gas. You know? I'm on the E with a little light on and shit. That was him. You know? The gas gauge, it was on the E with the light on already, and it was going ding, ding. You know, he's like, I gotta knock this dude out now. And I think whatever he had left of strength, you know, he garnered it up and boom, landed on Nakatani. Just wasn't enough. So here's the lesson, man. There's risk and reward with everything. If you're gonna blitz somebody like that, right? Then you know, like there was even a round where he came out immediately and slammed the right hand, like he like shot straight for Nakatani, like I'm gonna land this sucker, and he did, right? But he exerted a lot of energy, right? So at the end of the day, it did not pay off in this case. Would you guys be interested in a rematch? Maybe Verdejo can, because he's clearly a better boxer. Make no mistake about that, right? He's clearly the most skilled of the two, right? But if you put him, like, if he could better pace himself, he could win a decision. You know what I mean? Like, and maybe in spots land big shots, and maybe the knockout will come on its own at that point. So, you know, hey, Shakur Stevens, man, look at this. He's already has sights for Ryan or something. It's showing these clips. But anyways, guys, hey, shout out to Afro Rican, man. Look at this, man. Look at that support, bro. I appreciate that, man. All right. I appreciate all you guys that support the channel. By the way, anyone who's interested, you know, it's only on for members, but you could check out my thoughts on Tulsi Gabbard being attacked by people in the lab, you know, progressives, you know, like TYT and shit like that, getting attacked for, you know, wanting Title IX to restrict and prevent, you know, people who are born male from playing in female sports. You know what I mean? And I support her in that. She's getting smeared for that. She's being called transphobic and homophobic, all this other stuff, because she's standing for something that I believe is right. You know, these are uncomfortable truths and conversations all of us need to have, you know, and I support her 100% when it comes to that. You know what I mean? NYOMX says no rematch for the fight. Damn. It was his enemy. Man. Anyways, guys, I appreciate everything, Afro Rican man. Shout out to you. Okay. So don't be shy to join the membership, guys. You can go down to the bottom where it says DStyleBoxing, click on join. Just 99 cents a month. You could support the channel and the movement. I'm out of here, guys. Peace out.